Hey guys, it's Kim. I'm back with another video, but I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I decided to do a monthly forecast video just because I've been channel surfing a lot, and I discovered that a lot of tarot channels offer monthly readings, weekly readings, or astrological readings, all kinds of forecast-ish readings. So I thought those were really fun, and I decided to try one myself with my own monthly forecast spread, and I haven't made the spread yet. As in, like, I have the spread, but I just haven't made it into a picture that I can post onto Instagram yet, which is the next thing I'm going to say is that I will probably share this on Instagram, so if you want to take a look, just go ahead and check out my Instagram. There's some other spreads up there, and there's some quotes and my original poetry, so check it out. Yeah, so I'll be using my own monthly forecast spread, and I know it's already a week into September, but I'm always like missing a beat. This idea kind of came to me a few days ago, and kind of missed it. But oh well, it's just kind of like I just want to see how I feel about this, and just doing some experimenting and how people react to this, and just see where this will go. So yeah, it's like a little experimenting for me. And it's also a good exercise for me because I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to making videos, and it's a little bit unhealthy. Especially I'm just so like I just want my speech to be perfect, and I think I just want to try to have try to take this video with like just one take, and then just see what are some of the good things that can actually come out without me trying to just overly edit myself during the process. Alright, so here goes. So before I started filming, I meditated for a bit, and I kind of just drew on all my heroes and heroines, people who I thought are just really good at creatively expressing their ideas. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so let me shuffle first. I'm using the Dreaming Way Tarot deck, and if you don't know already, it's my favorite deck, like, ever. I made so many videos about it. Okay, so in my mind, I'm asking, what do you guys need to know? What do you need to know if you're watching this video? What do you know? What do you need to know about the month of September? And also, just a note, I don't read reversals. I used to, but I kind of stopped because it was really going against my intuition, and that's a little bit of a long story, but just to let you know that I don't read reversals anymore, so all the cards would be upright. Alright, here we go, that feels good. Okay, so that would be, I will go through the spread positions as well as I lay down the cards. That is the overarching theme of the month. Oops, this is your power up card. I'm kind of flipping over the, I'm flipping the card sideways, so it's a little bit weird for me, but here we go. This is the challenge of the month. This is the lesson that you'll be learning in this month. And then this is your prosperity card, or your finance card. I like to call it prosperity. And then this is your career. Oops. And then this is your relationships. So this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could just be relationships with people in general, with a family member, with a friend, or with your partner. And then the last card, this card presents your spirit. So anything that has to do with, spirituality, a relationship with God, a relationship with the universe, abundance, that kind of thing. All right. Okay, so I'm drinking chamomile tea. If you want to take a look, it's awesome. My little cousin bought this cup for me. She knows I love mugs and I love cats, so she got it, and that's chamomile. It's awesome. All right, let me take a sip and let me take in the energy. Two kings right in the center. I like it. I like it when things align in the center. That's what I call the spine of the spread, which is sort of the kind of the backbone of the of this message you're getting. So, all right, interesting. It looks like, just from the overall energy and the overall themes that are coming up, it looks like you'll be arriving at a place of power. You'll feel really empowered, and you'll feel like you have got to a point in your life where you are able to impart wisdom, where you're able to sort of express your authority in creative ways. And I think this will feel really good to you. And as you sort of embark on new projects, have new ideas, you'll feel like you've got to a point in your life where you're you've mastered enough materials, enough lessons to really be at this point of authority, like I said before. And you will kind of use this sense of empowerment to drive a lot of the new projects that are coming up in this month. You'll be like you'll have this grand spark of momentum. It'll just, I think there's gonna be it's like a powerful beginning. You feel like you're not new to this. This is like the beginning of a year in a way, because September is the beginning of a school year. So, calendar wise, it's also like, marked as the beginning. So it's somewhat symbolic. So you got to this point where you feel like, I've done this before, this is not new, and you've sort of returning to this point where you're able to maybe start within the branch of your expertise something new, like a new project or a new idea or a new relationship or something like that. But then at the same time, I think you also realize that there's still a lot to learn, but not in the way that you're humbled. Of course, you should be humble, but I think it's more like in a way of like, you want to continue to expand your horizons. Like, knowing how empowered you feel now, you want to experience that more. You want to keep on going with this sense of power and this sense of authority. You want to expand. You want to learn new things or learn more things. You want to build more relationships, build more meaningful relationships, and you want to continue to expand on your creativity and build on your, just keep building on the things that you have in life, because you're so excited by your potential and you're so excited by your future and what you are able to create. So in a way, you're picking up from where you left off, and you're sort of just giving it this extra boost. And through this sort of powerful jump start, you're also sort of stepping into a new chapter in your life. I think it's more like nothing structurally or physically is going to change for you, but I think you're going to be at this new place where you have a brand new mentality and new sense of power. Okay, so I think I kind of tapped into some of the messages of the cards already, but let's get into the individual cards. So the overarching theme of the month is represented by the King of Wands, and I like it every time he shows up because he's just a pure creative power. He's fire, fire. So I think he's here to let you know that this month, even when you're in doubt, even when you're maybe stressed out or whatever, I think this will be a good month where you get to create what you want to create. You really get to realize some of your visions, some of your goals. You really get to kind of manifest what you've been daydreaming about, and you're gonna gather a lot of power. You're gonna gather a lot of sort of like social support. There's gonna be a lot of people who will recognize and validate your vision and your personality. You're gonna feel seen in the world. You're gonna feel like you can do anything, and you're gonna feel like you're in control and you can create what you want to create. And a and going down to the King of Cups, which represents the power up card of this month. So what's going to empower you more, or what's going to empower you? I think the King of Cups is saying that maybe because you're feeling this sort of new sense of power, your world has expanded, maybe your social circle has expanded, your sphere of influence has expanded. So maybe in a way you would become more withdrawn because you're still sort of getting a feel of what it's like to be in a position of this, to be in this position. You don't really know who to, um, well, maybe not necessarily who. I think you don't really know what to, like, how to project your heart forward, how to kind of emotionally connect with everything. And that's not to say that you're disconnected. I think it's just that there's so many new things coming in. There's like a lot of things to process, and even though you have a deep love for what you do, you are still sort of figuring out where you stand with maybe some of the people in your life, some of the new routines or projects in your life. So I think you're just searching for, I think you're still like trying to put them on your emotional map, and you're maybe like a little bit reserved when it comes to that, but I think maybe it'll just take time. Um, but yeah, overall I think it promises like you, it's going to be emotionally rich. I mean, it is right next to the Nine of Cups, so um, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. What was I saying again? Oh my god. Okay. All right. On to the next card, which represents your challenge, and it's Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So I think maybe a problem that being the King of Wands has is you have so much creative power and momentum and so much vision, so many things you want to do, just so many things you want to do. And it's kind of hard to break them down into actionable steps. I think it might be really hard to really try, really like find the thing that you want to focus on and bring into reality and actually manifest it. So I think prioritizing might be um, a key challenge in this month, is to actually find, okay, what's doable, what's not doable, what's something I can plan for, what's something I can actually break down and set goals for, instead of just feeling like maybe overwhelmingly creative but not sure where to direct that creative energy. So I think a challenge for this month is to actually find a place to find a kind of focus your creative energy and actually bring those things that you've been dreaming about, been thinking about, into reality. Okay, which leads me to the lesson card. It's the Ace of Swords. So I think that goes super well with the Ace of Pentacles because they both represent beginnings, and you know, the just the sheer power of that elemental suit, just the sheer sort of purity of that element. And Ace of Swords, I think the lesson for this month is that you are going to be doing a lot of problem solving, and because there's so many new energy coming in, like a lot of things that you haven't done before, or even bigger things that you haven't tackled before, so you just have to be, you have to use a lot of brain power to sort through this sort of creative chaos. You have to do a lot of problem solving. You have to maybe set boundaries when you need to. You have to be really careful with your words. You have to communicate everything really efficiently and nicely. There's like a lot of things we have to do to kind of just organize and sort through this bramblewood of thorny creativity. I mean, not that it's going to hurt you, but I think there's lots of housekeeping to do when it comes to planning and organizing and communicating and logically sort of dividing like what are the things you can do and the things you cannot do. Okay, let's go to your, I guess, the forecast for the different areas of your life, namely the career, prosperity, relationships, and spirit. But yeah, let's start with prosperity slash finance because that's the, you know, when it comes to the spread positions, it comes before career. Okay, so your prosperity is represented by Nine of Cups. So I think you're gonna be very, very happy this month. Just the fact that I think you're really taking the time to feel grateful about the things that you have. You're going to feel really happy about what you've achieved. You'll feel happy about how much you have accomplished, and I think it's just like this really grand sense of gratitude. And because of that, I think because you recognize why you have so much, I think this is what is allowing you to feel more powerful and feel more authoritative. And I think in a way it's almost like you're at um sort of you're at the beginning of a new chapter, in the way that there's so much new energy coming in, but there's also like a lot of kind of just accounting for, not in a negative way, but just accounting of all the blessings that you have had. Kind of just maybe a lot of things are just coming together in a positive way, and you're starting to recognize that, you're really starting to see it, and the fact that you recognize it and the fact that you see it is just kind of bringing everything together so much more. It's cementing everything together, right? It's like your gratitude, your creative power, everything's sort of adding to each other. It's kind of like gratitude alchemy, the more positivity you recognize in yourself, the more positivity you're able to generate, like, and then just put it into the different areas of your life. So everything is kind of coming together into this ginormous awesome orb of creativity and gratitude and rainbows and awesomeness, or marshmallows, or insert more positive things, things you like. So I think it's really nice. And your career, so death. So I was talking about this before. It seems like you're got to this point where you're going to a different place, but I'm getting the sense that it's more like a renewed perspective, or like a renewed sense of direction. I think it doesn't necessarily have to be something completely different. So just feel like you're building on top of something that you already have, and you're kind of you probably have the chance to have this, you have enough insights to really lead you to this point where you feel like, um, I can really approach it this way, or I can really try this thing. And instead of completely changing, I think this month will mostly be a deepening of connections, or a deepening of insight with the things in your working life, and which will lead you to maybe a place that you haven't thought of before, like a new place of potential kind of thing. Okay, and then relationships is represented by the king. Oh no, the Knight of Pentacles, sorry. So I think with so many things happening in your life, I think relationship wise, it's more like you're, it's kind of like slow and steady kind of thing. Like nothing, maybe nothing new is happening, but I think you'll probably just be working on the relationship goals that you already have, even just before this month. I think there are ongoing sort of relationship dynamics that are happening, and you just continue to kind of dance with it or work with it. So it's just this continue but steady journey of working with your relationships. And then the last card, the Spirit, is represented by Six of Pentacles. And I think this goes back to how empowered and authoritative you feel this month. And I think you will feel like you have so much that you are able to share so much more and give so much more to the people around you, or to a charity of a cause that you believe in, to charity that you believe in. You're able to give so much more, and then it's much more purposeful. It's much more, it stems from your gratitude and your sense of abundance. So because of all the creative energy that are coming into your life in this month, it's gonna just fill you up so much more. Like it's a call to expand, right? So because you're expanding your sphere of influence and your world is getting bigger, so you can you can contain more things in it, and you can just give more and participate more, and be more present in relationships, and the projects that you're working on, or relationships that you have. So yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be a great month for you. You're gonna receive a lot. You're gonna recognize the things that you already have, and you're going to be able to give. So everything kind of comes in back like full cycle, and it's a circle that just continues to strengthen itself. And and it's just like it's so much like creative potential this month. So I think just as an overall, it will be good to maybe tap into the Knight of Pentacles energy a little bit more. You can think of how you can sort of best not only use this tremendous creative energy, but also store some for later. You know, do you have ideas that you can work on right now, but it's like a potentially good idea for later? Or are you generating resources that you're not using right now, but you can use for later? So take all the surplus of things and then just you know, give freely as you will, you know, just follow your heart. But I think at the same time, you can think about what are some of the seeds you can plant for the future, because there's still this sense of renewal, right? Present in the spread, death is here, Knight of Pentacles is here. So there, I think there will be chances this month for you to sort of make plans for the future as well. Although that's not a super dominant thing in this month, just according to the cards that showed up. So I think, but yeah, there will be like a chance for you to really, it's like a thread that leads you to the future. It's like you're putting down like your own cookie crumbs or something. But yeah, I think there are little things that you can look at and actually potentially save for the future that you will be able to use. All right, I think that's it for the monthly reading. Yeah, so this is my first unedited video. Oh, actually, I posted an unedited video before, but I got so tired of it. I made an edited version and posted it like right after it. So they're both kind of up my channel, and yeah. So I hope I didn't babble too much, and I hope you get some valuable insights from this reading, and I hope you get some of the crazy metaphors I was making, and I hope I wasn't slurring too much, because when I talk, sometimes I go into my head too much and I just start mumbling. But yeah, I hope I didn't do any of that, and if I did, it's kind of too late. I thought about like making like another attempt, but I thought that would kind of kill the flow of this reading, so I didn't. So just excuse the occasional ums and ahs and repeated sentences and incoherence and whatnot. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know what you think. This is my first ever published forecast reading on YouTube. So yeah, I hope you like it. And if you want to check out a spread, I'm going to post it on Instagram. So make sure you check it out. I'll put the link in the description box. And last thing, kind of already mentioned it in my previous two videos. If you haven't already, check out my Major Arcana ebook. It's a combination of poetry and photography and awesomeness. So if you haven't checked it already, make sure you check it out. It's free. Links are down below too. And yeah, that's it. And my cat is chewing on my pen. Huh! Professor? Professor? Okay, so I actually totally forgot to include the last card of the spread yesterday when I filmed the first big portion of the video. So to complete the spread, I actually needed one more card, which was messages from the spirit. So it's kind of like this sort of final cosmic conclusion, or this pep talk or final advice, or a punchline from your spirit or from God or from the universe. And I totally forgot to do it yesterday because it was my first time filming that monthly reading video. And yeah, I just feel obligated to mention that this is actually a different segment and it's filmed on a different day. So the flow is a little bit different, but I still believe that the messages that need to come across will come across through the cards. Well, just one card in this case. Okay, so I will be using the Enchanted Map Oracle. It's one of my favorites, and again, I'll only be using upright cards, just because I don't read reversals anymore. So here we go. So, what are some of the messages that Spirit has in store for us this month or the rest of September, since my monthly reading is a little bit late, but still valid. Alright, so we got making a choice. Let me just zoom that in properly. Alright, making a choice. So right away, I see two doors. And I think this card really ties into the overall theme or message from the overall spread, which is you are arriving at this point of amazing creative potential. You're arriving at this place with amazing creative potential, and you're sort of realizing how far you've come and how much you have done and how many resources and achievements that you have already accomplished, and you have arrived at this place of gratitude and knowing that there's so much more you're able to give, and you're come to this point where you have to make really creative choices, I would say. Maybe not creative choices, like choices where that will allow you to expand on your creativity and your personality and your identity even more. And I see the two doors, and I feel like it's not an either or situation. It's just, what do you want to explore at this very moment? So I think whatever choice that you make in this month, as long as it's aligned with your authentic self, as long as it's something that makes you feel like you're expanding, you're being creative, you're expressing your true voice, that would be the right choice for you. And maybe there will be more choices, more opportunities available this month. Maybe you have to make a choice about what which one you have to pursue first. You kind of have to make a to-do list, and this ties in nicely with I think the Ace of Pentacles card, and also yeah, it ties in nicely with the Ace of Pentacles card. You have to really choose your priorities. You have to invest your time wisely, and yeah, so just looking at this card, I feel like it's not an either or situation. There's no wrong choices. It's just which one do you want to explore first, and either choice or the multiple choices that you have may take you to different places. There are different things to explore, but I think ultimately is what you want to do at this very moment, what caused you at this very moment. And even if there are more than one thing, there may be two things that are calling to you. I think as long as you're feeling authentic, as long as you're feeling creative, and that it's something you truly want to do, you're kind of engaging with your passion and answering your true calling. So that would still be a right choice. So they're just and I think that the fact that you're presented with so many choices is not to put you in a dilemma, it's to show you that there's so many different things you can do with your life. Some of them you can do first, and then you can shelve them for later. And just because you miss something now doesn't mean they're never going to come back. And so don't feel this as a you have to choose one thing and the other thing has to fall to dust or something. But it's more about like making one choice and knowing that how much excitement this choice can bring you. And there are also like so many other choices waiting to be made in the future. And it's just like the door of potential and just like the excitement for the future is just opening up. So I think it's a really expensive card. I think it ties in with the spread really nicely. I think it's such a nice message from Spirit to all of us, that at this point in your journey, there's just like so many things that you can create, so many things that are being offered to you, and it's just a great time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And then kind of symbolically ties in with autumn too. Autumn is a great time of harvest. It's right after summer, an intense time of pursuit. So now will be the time to really build on the things that you've done and the things that you already pursued, and just keep on going. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's it. So this is the real ending of the video, because I tried to end the video earlier, but yeah, this is like the final add-on, and I won't forget it next time if I make another one for October. I probably might, because I really, really enjoy this right now. So yeah, let me know what you think, and if you want to check out the spread, it's available on my Instagram. And just because I just want you to know what tea I'm drinking. This is Earl Grey latte, and it's absolutely delicious. And this is the cup that has my cat's picture on it. His name is Professor, and he is the love of my life. and I purchased this mug for myself because I just love my cat so much. Okay. Anyway, see you later. Bye. Oops, dropped my phone.